today's episode, we commemorate the life of freedom fighter and eminent social worker, Amritlal Vithaldas Thakkar, who was born on the 29th of November 1869, popularly known as Thakkar Bapa. He dedicated over 35 years working for the so-called lower castes and tribes across many states of India.
Bapa was born in Bhavnagar, Gujarat and worked as an engineer in Porbandar, Uganda, Bombay municipality, as also the chief engineer of the erstwhile Sangli state. While working in Bombay suburb of Kurla, he was horrified by the miserable living conditions of the so-called lower caste.
With help from Ramaji Shinde, a member of the Depressed Classes Mission, he established a school in Kurla for the children of sweepers. In 1914, he joined the Servants of India Society and was introduced to Mahatma Gandhi by Gopal Krishna Gokhale, with whom he developed a close relationship.
Bapa visited Odisha in 1920 and conducted famine relief work. In 1923, he founded the Bhil Seva Mandal to strive for tribal upliftment. He was president of the Bhavnagar State Subjects Conference in 1926, and in 1928 he presided over the Kathiawar States People Conference.
During the civil disobedience movement of 1930, Thakkar Bapa was arrested and sentenced to 6 months prison with hard labour, but he was released after 40 days.
He was the secretary of the Harijan Sevak Sangh and founded the Gond Sevak Sangh in 1944. This organization was later renamed Vanavasi Seva Mandal. He was elected the chairman of a subcommittee of the Constituent Assembly. He authored the book Tribes of India in 1950.
Thakkar Bapa firmly believed in the power of universal compulsory education and also advocated the abolition of untouchability. He travelled to many parts of India carrying these missions everywhere. On his devotion, Mahatma Gandhi had once remarked that his ambition was to equal Thakkar Bapa's record of selfless service.
He passed away on the 20th of January 1951 at the age of 81. India Post released a stamp in his honour in 1969. We salute this great Indian patriot who dedicated his life in the service of the downtrodden.
We also remember freedom fighter, philosopher and reformer Ram Singh Kuka, who was martyred on the 29th of November 1885. Founder of the Kuka movement, he was the first Indian to use non-cooperation and boycott of British merchandise and services as a political weapon.
Ram Singh was born in Bhaini, Punjab. As a young man, he became a disciple of Balak Singh, the founder of the austere Namdhari movement. Before his death, Balak Singh appointed Ram Singh as the leader of the Namdharis. He was a part of the army of the great Maharaja Ranjit Singh.
On the death of Ranjit Singh, his army and domain fell apart, and Ram Singh was determined to help Sikhs regain their self-respect. He introduced new practices among the Namdharis, who came to be called Kukas, from the Punjabi kuk, scream or cry, because of the shrieks they emitted after the frenzied chanting of hymns.
The Kuka or the Namdhari movement picked up momentum with time, and the British reacted violently, killing many Kuka fighters. Ram Singh was promptly deported to Rangoon and later on to the Andamans under life imprisonment. He passed away on November 29, 1885.